In the cold, bureaucratic halls of British naval intelligence in the autumn of 1942, the war was not going to plan. The Allies needed to strike at the soft underbelly of Europe, and the island of Sicily was the obvious, inevitable target. Everyone knew it, especially the Germans. To attack head-on would be a bloodbath. They needed the enemy to look away. And in Room 13 of the Admiralty, two of the most unorthodox minds in the service, Lieutenant Commander Ewan Montague and Flight Lieutenant Charles Chumley, conceived a plan of such macabre audacity it defied belief. Their proposal, labeled Operation Mincemeat, was simple: acquire a dead body, dress it as a high-ranking courier, and plant false invasion plans on it, letting the tides deliver their lie directly into the hands of German intelligence. It was a scheme born of pure desperation, a gamble that a single, anonymous corpse could change the course of the war. The first and most grim requirement was the body itself. It could not be a soldier who died of wounds, as an autopsy would reveal the truth. It needed to be a man who had died of pneumonia, whose lungs would be filled with fluid, perfectly mimicking a drowning victim. Montague, through secret channels, contacted a London coroner, Bentley Purchase. In the sterile silence of the morgue, they found their man, Glynndwr Michael, a 34-year-old Welsh homeless man who had died from ingesting rat poison, a suicide that left his body chemically perfect for their needs. In death, this forgotten soul was given a new, monumental purpose. He was no longer Glynndwr Michael, he was to become Major William Martin, of the Royal Marines, a fictional officer carrying the greatest secret of the war. Now came the art of the forgery. To make Major Martin breathe, they had to invent an entire life. They gave him a loving fiancée, Pam, for whom they wrote tender love letters, and a photograph of a clerk from the office, placed in his wallet. They gave him a father, to whom they wrote a stern letter about financial imprudence. They gave him a personality, a forgetful one, evidenced by an overdue bill for a new uniform and a stern letter from his bank manager. They even gave him ticket stubs from a London show in his pocket. Every detail was a thread in a tapestry of deception, each one designed to withstand the intense scrutiny of the Abwehr, Germany's formidable intelligence service. The lie had to be perfect, down to the lint in his pockets. The centerpiece of the entire operation was the briefcase chained to Major Martin's wrist. Inside were the documents that would sell the lie. The most critical was a personal letter from Lieutenant General Sir Archibald Nye, Vice Chief of the Imperial General Staff, to General Harold Alexander, Commander in North Africa. It casually mentioned that the Allies planned to invade Greece and Sardinia, using Sicily as a mere feint. The language was informal, filled with inside jokes and vague references, exactly how real high-level officers communicated. A second letter reinforced the deception. These documents didn't just suggest a target, they created an entire fictional strategy, designed to be so compelling that the German High Command would have no choice but to believe it. On the night of April 19, 1943, the British submarine HMS Seraph slipped silently out of a Scottish lock. In a specially designed canister packed with dry ice lay the body of Major William Martin. For 6 tense days, the Seraph crept through U-boat-infested waters towards the coast of Spain, a neutral country with a notoriously leaky intelligence service. On April 30, just before dawn, the sub surfaced off the port of Huelva. In the pitch black, the crew, sworn to secrecy, opened the canister. They fitted the body with a life jacket, said a brief, unofficial prayer, and committed Major Martin to the sea. The package had been delivered. Now, they could only wait and hope the enemy would take the bait. The plan worked with chilling precision. A local fisherman found the body and reported it to Spanish authorities. As anticipated, the Spanish Navy, infiltrated by German agents, quickly took possession of the briefcase. British diplomats, following the script, launched a frantic and very public campaign to have the highly sensitive documents returned, thereby confirming their immense importance. The Germans, watching closely, were handed the papers. For 48 hours, the fate of the operation hung in the balance as Abwehr experts in Madrid and Berlin pored over every detail of the letters and Major Martin's effects. Their conclusion: it was genuine. The lie had been swallowed whole. The trap was sprung. The false intelligence shot up the German chain of command like an electric current. It landed on the desk of Adolf Hitler himself. The Führer, utterly convinced, personally ordered a massive reinforcement of the Balkans. The 1st Panzer Division was moved from France to Greece. Minefields were laid in Greek waters. Anti-aircraft batteries and patrol boats were diverted. Entire divisions were placed on high alert, not in Sicily, but in Greece, Sardinia, and the Peloponnese. The German High Command, so often praised for its tactical genius, had been completely outmaneuvered by a dead man. The stage was now set for the real invasion, and the defenders were looking the wrong way. Before dawn on July 9, 1943, the largest amphibious invasion in history to that point began. As thousands of Allied ships and landing craft approached the shores of Sicily, they were met with surprising weakness. The German and Italian forces were disorganized and unprepared. The coastal defenses, while formidable, were not at full strength. The German Air Force was largely absent, its strength diverted elsewhere. The landings, though still bloody and chaotic, were a staggering success. The masterful lie of Operation Mincemeat had created a strategic blindness in the enemy, saving countless thousands of Allied lives on those beaches. A Welsh tramp had become the unlikeliest of heroes. In the aftermath of the victory, the truth of Operation Mincemeat was buried deeper than ever. It was a secret too valuable to reveal. Major William Martin was given a full military funeral with honors in Huelva, his grave marked with a headstone bearing his fictional name. Glwndwr Michael's family never knew the role their son had played. Ewan Montague and Charles Chumley returned to their duties, their incredible success known only to a handful at the very top. The operation was filed away, a ghost in the archives. Its full story wouldn't be told for over a decade. The man who never was had vanished back into the fog of war. Operation Mincemeat stands as one of the most successful deception operations in military history. It was a masterpiece of psychological warfare, a symphony of detail, audacity, and cold-blooded execution. It proved that the most powerful weapon in a war is sometimes not a bomb or a bullet, but a perfectly crafted story. The story of Glwndwr Michael, Ewan Montague, and Charles Chumley is a testament to the unorthodox minds who fought in the shadows. They understood that to defeat an enemy, you must first conquer their reality. And in the end, the man who never was helped win a very real victory, his silent performance altering the destiny of millions.